Is downsizing really the best option? In today's video, we're going to explore 3 topics related to downsizing. The first one being money. Is moving to a smaller location really the wiser decision? Right off the bat, you'd probably be thinking, well, yeah, of course, smaller is cheaper, right? Well, there's actually a lot of variables that go into this, and there's a lot of questions you should be asking yourself before making any decision whatsoever. And of course, be asking your experts. Is selling your current home the best option? Some of you might want to convert your current home into an extra income stream. For example, you could split your home into multiple units and then rent that out. One of our experts, Michelle, has actually done a video on this if you want to go check that out on our page. And for some of you, you'd prefer to avoid all of that hassle, just sell your home, take that extra money, invest it into making your retirement a more fun and enjoyable experience. But how do you invest that money? What's the most efficient way to maximize every single dollar? And another question you could be asking yourself is, how is the current mortgage rate going to affect your transition? If you're someone that owns their home or has a lower mortgage, you're going to find yourself with an extra monthly expense that you might not have expected when switching to a smaller location. Are you able to simply buy that new home and avoid a mortgage altogether? Or should you get a mortgage and then figure out what to do with the extra money? These are all things you should consider before thinking of downsizing. But for a lot of people, it's not always about the money. And that brings us to our next topic, which is convenience. Home repairs, snow removal, yard maintenance, and the list goes on. If you're retired, kids are all grown up, and you really don't need all that extra space, well, you should consider downsizing. I mean, even just simply walking up and down the stairs. Wouldn't life just be easier if you didn't have to? And I can already hear it. You might be saying, okay, Ad, but what about all this stuff that I have? Do you need it? No, honest question, do you actually need it? I know some people that have more pairs of shoes than I have socks. How many shoes do you need? And I'm not saying just throw it in the garbage. You could just pass it on, give it to some family, friends, grandkids. You can even try just selling some of your stuff and then reinvest it into different furniture that would fit better into this newer, smaller space. And I'm telling you, this exercise of getting rid of stuff that you don't need is actually so liberating. For a lot of people, just that fear of you might need that one thing at some point. If I take myself, for example, I'm 30 years old, and in the past 10 years alone, I've lived in 4 different provinces. And when it came time to get rid of stuff, I had a very simple trick. When's the last time I've actually used this or worn this? If I can't remember, then it's gone. I don't need that stuff. And if I can't even think of when's the next time I'm going to have to use it, that's a bad sign. Gotta go. Another question is selling this cheaper than moving it with me? For example, a TV. Most of the time, they don't really lose that much value. In my experience, they haven't. And even if I lose $100 on it, it's like having rented that TV for a year. And then I could just rebuy it in my new location, and I save myself the hassle of actually moving that TV or boxing it or whatever. And then it gives me the option of, when I decide to buy a new one, I can buy one that fits in the space that I'm living in. That's more convenient for that location. And I can understand the sentimental value that can go into things, but at the end of the day, the harsh truth is, objects are objects. So what's more important to you? Your lifestyle, your family, your health, or this concert grand piano? Before we move on with our next topic, I'd like to speak with one of our experts, Michel, ask him some tips to make our real estate journey a little bit easier. So is there a way to maximize the value of your house before selling it?
Yes, so there's a lot of things you can do to get more money for your house. And sometimes this is personal because you live in the house. So if I tell you your purple paint is ugly or your orange paint is ugly and you should repaint it, well, maybe you love purple paint. Right?
You take it as an insult.
Yeah, so usually I will call in a stager, they'll come in, they'll share with you what should be done. But some of the things I find that get the most money, paint is one of them, flooring. And I know it's a big job sometimes because you got to move all your furniture, but I've seen people totally redo all the flooring in their house and they go with something, vinyl planks or laminate. It's pretty affordable and it makes the home really look nice. Well, kitchens and bathrooms are really important, and there's quick ways to make it look good. So sometimes it's just repainting the kitchen cabinets. You know, walking around the house, the curb appeal, the front door, often it's just little things, but there's so many little things that you could do. And that's why, again, I bring in the home stager so that I'm not telling you, but often spending $5,000, $10,000 could bring you $20,000, $30,000 more and could make your house sell that much faster.
Now, so far, I've been talking about downsizing as if it only involved older retired seniors. But there's a whole generation of younger people that would actually benefit a lot from downsizing. We're in an era where families are smaller. Goals are different. Actually, the entire world is different. There's a lot more people who dream about just traveling the world. There's others that want to downsize for the eco-friendly side of it. A study done by Dr. Maria Saxton, PhD in environmental planning and design, shows that people who chose to live in tiny homes have a considerably lower footprint than people living in bigger homes. There's also the option of swapping your home. You could literally take your house and swap it with someone from a different part of the world. If you wanted to travel or discover more or actually live through a culture, that exists. But don't just go simply giving your house to strangers. There's a way to do this. There is networks for this type of things, so maybe do a little bit of research before getting into that one. Anyways, there's so many things to think about, and it can get overwhelming extremely fast, very easily. If you're looking for help, if you have more questions, you can definitely consult one of our experts that could guide you through this process, through this new journey of your life. Just shoot us a message. The links are in the bio, and I hope to see you next week where we're going to be talking about moving to Orleans, more specifically in Avalon West. So if you don't want to miss that, make sure to hit that notification to be notified for every new video. See you guys soon.